Hello and welcome. In today's video I'm going to show you a way to make great money in Gran Turismo 7. Now for this we are going to be using the Mazda 787B. If you don't have this car, don't worry, check on my channel. I do have tons of other methods of making some awesome money in Gran Turismo 7, and hit that subscribe button because I will be uploading more and more money making methods that will only get better with time. So if you do have the Mazda 787B, then this is the tune that you need for it. Now the event that we are going to be doing is the WTC 800 around Sardinia, and because of that the weather does not change, so we only need racing hard tires. For the suspension, both the front and the rear are exactly the same except for negative camber angle. So the setup is as follows: body height adjustments is going to be 55, anti-roll bar 10, dampening ratio compression 40, dampening ratio expansion 50, natural frequency is going to be 4.00, negative camber angle in the front is going to be 1.5, in the rear is going to be 1.0, toe angle for both is going to be 0.00. For your differential, initial torque is going to be 5, acceleration sensitivity is going to be 8, and braking sensitivity is 5. For downforce, you're going to want the front to be set at 500 and the rear to be set at 1600. Now your ECU, you're going to set the power output to 70, ballast is going to be 10, ballast positioning is -3, power resistor is 73, transmission is going to be a fully customizable racing transmission set to 360 kilometers per hour. And lastly, you need a high RPM turbocharger. Now this is my personal favorite method of how I run the race. So first things first, I take the fuel map and I set it to 3. This way I still have power, but I also benefit from fuel efficiency, as it isn't as guzzling as if it was set to fuel map 1, but the car isn't feeling completely restricted. Now I did this race on the easiest difficulty. Now this is because when you do it on the hardest difficulty, the cars do tend to fight back against you, and that tends to slow you down. However, when playing on the easiest difficulty, the AI does get in your way a lot because they are running a lot slower than you. However, it is easy to get past except for few odd occasions. Now putting the power down, this car, as you can see, absolutely just flies past the AI. So it's really about just setting as fast as a lap time as possible to get the race over and done with as fast as possible, because unlike the 30-minute events around Le Mans, this is not a time limited event. This is a 15 lap race, so you know it is only 15 laps. Now if you do push your vehicle as hard as possible, keeping it on fuel map 3, you will only need to refuel at the end of lap 11. Now as you can see, I pushed the vehicle as hard as possible and actually have no fuel at all, but I am still able to manage to make it into the pits. So if you don't want to take the chance of actually running out, if you see you are running a bit low and you are a bit away from the pit lane, then I say switch it over to fuel map 6 and let the car just make sure it's gonna get to the pits. Now when in the pits, the first thing you want to do is you need to change your racing hard tires because they are going to be a bit worn. Now what I like to do is actually refuel a little bit extra, so I know I can now change the fuel map over to fuel map 1 and leave it there for the rest of the race. Now I usually try to give it an extra lap. Like this is a 15 lap event and we only had 3 laps left. I like to make sure I have 4 laps of fuel remaining. Now when I did refuel, I actually ended up overfueling that much because I was actually reading one of your comments. So don't be afraid to comment, guys. I am here, we can have a discussion and we can just see whatever you may need help with or just advice. Now I was able to finish the event in just over 25 minutes. Now I will be uploading money methods once I actually nail them of doing this race in under 25 minutes, making it as efficient as possible for your money grinding. It actually took me 25 minutes and 5 seconds to actually complete it. Now I'm gonna take you with me on my fastest lap to just show you and advise you as to how to control this vehicle. So the car will be redlining. If you are using a manual transmission, you will be able to go a lot faster. When you hit a between 150 meter marker, you're gonna slam on the brakes to make it around the first corner. Now foot flat down, you want to keep the car as far right as possible. As soon as you go past the 50 meter marker, slam on the brakes, turn left, then turn right, slam on the accelerator again, and keep the car going. Coming up here past the 50 meter mark, jam on the brakes. Now you're gonna want to be playing with the accelerator and sometimes the brake, so just keep it as close as possible to the wall, so then you get the perfect run out, so you carry as much speed as possible. Now foot flat as we make it up to the top of the hill. From here, when you hit the 100 meter mark, you're gonna slam on your brakes. You want to get as close as possible to those corner apexes because you don't want to run wide and possibly end up in the grass. Now here, full throttle through this small section. This is a bit of a blind corner, but the longer you do the events, the better it will be. So around that corner, as you about to overtake the blind turn, you're gonna slam hard on the brakes and just let the car actually coast a bit before you go hard on the accelerator coming out of the following turn. Now once you hit the 100 marker, again slam on the brakes and make it around the final hard turn. Now the reason this lap could have been a lot faster, but I ran into traffic and ran the car off-road, bumping into cars and just slowing the car down quite a bit. So a few things to take away from this. Number one, the AI will get in your way, but don't stress about it. The car will be able to put its power down and you will be able to make it through and overtake the AI. Now you will lap the AI about twice during this event, so you will see them on circuit a lot. The second thing is give yourself time in the car. Now if you do drive with a manual transmission, you will be able to save a little bit more fuel and also go a little bit faster. But as I say, give yourself time in the car, get used to the setup. The car is set up perfectly for Sardinia as well as the Neoclassical Challenge. So if you are struggling with this event, this car is absolutely perfect for the menu book. Now just take the car, give it time, and just learn how the car brakes, accelerates and handles corners, because at first it will be tricky, but the longer you go, the better you'll be. And finally, do watch your fuel level. You do not want to be on your 11th lap and run out of fuel, because then you would have wasted almost 20 minutes of your life and you're probably gonna rage. So just watch out on your fuel level and make sure you will make it to the pit lane. So with all this being said, hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope you found it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more money making methods, and I'll see you in the next Gran Turismo 7 video. Peace.